Hey everybody. How's everybody doing? 6:30. We'll wait a couple minutes to see if anybody shows up and wants to code some Yahtzee today. Feel free to use the chat to message me, or if you have any questions or want to say hello. It's been a long time. Haven't seen you all for months, ever since things started to shut down. So I hope everybody's doing well, hanging out, having a good time, learning a lot. Washington Crafter. Hello. Good to see we have a couple people in on the stream today. Looks like 3 concurrent users. Wow. Wow. Hi, Bailey. Oh, yeah, Bailey. Oh my gosh, I miss you. I haven't seen all of you in forever. But this'll have to do. This'll have to do for now. Hope the weather's nice in Washington. It's not raining, or, well, yeah, it shouldn't be raining in Washington right now. I was actually just there this weekend for Father's Day. I was celebrating Father's Day. And I was up there for a few days. It was super sunny. Got to see a couple friends, got to see my parents, got to see everybody. But I'm back in even sunnier California, in my apartment, as you can see. Yeah, it is something. I like it. I made it mine. One thing I really like to do is, and I really recommend to all of you to do, is make your home a smart home. So for example, I'd be like, hey Google, turn off the lights. Oh, there we go. I don't really feel like streaming in the dark today, so I think what I'm gonna do is actually keep my lights on and be like, hey Google, turn on the lights. There we go. That's better. Yeah, see? Yeah, and if it's dark, you can't see me. But here I am. I'm still here. You like the dark? I don't like the dark. I like light. I like sunlight. Keeps things growing. For example, I got this crazy plant right here that's been growing like mad. It doesn't really get a lot of sunlight, but JD needs to learn to say please to go eat. I do need to. I get really bad at it sometimes. Oh, but I'll finish this conversation first. Yeah, this thing's been growing like crazy in the shade recently, so I've been kind of keeping it there. But my Google and I have a love-hate relationship. I love it because it's, you know, it's convenient. I can be sitting on my couch and just be laying down, and I have to like get up to turn on the lights or turn off the lights. You know, like my kitchen light's on right now. I'll be like, hey Google. Oh wait, okay, you know what? Hold on. Hey Google, can you please turn off the kitchen lights?
All right, turning 2 lights off.
Thank you, Google. Thank you, Google. Okay. See, she doesn't really like me too much. We don't really talk too much. We're kind of fighting right now. So, yeah, doesn't really want to talk to me. But cool. Good to see everybody. Just went for a run today and all that. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about my life here coming up. I may have a cone plant from a okay. It's okay. What hurts my feelings is when autocorrect doesn't know what I'm trying to spell. You know, your spelling is so bad that even autocorrect is like, dude, I'm trying to help out, but like, I really don't know. So, I've had that a few times, and at that point, I'm just like talking into my phone, you know, just not even wanting to type. I get lazy. Anyway, all right, let's see. Cool, so we have about 4 concurrent users. Looks like we have a couple people in today. That's exciting. Yeah, so we'll kind of get started here a little bit. We're gonna make Yahtzee today. So for those who don't know what Yahtzee is, it's a dice game where you roll the dice. You have 5 die, and you get like a series of patterns that you can get. So I'll kind of talk about it here. You have like ones, which are the 1 die or dice. 2s, which would be the 2s, for example, here. We have all the ones right here. But yeah, I'll kind of show you, let's see. I'll just show you an online Yahtzee game right now. Online Yahtzee. And when you get a Yahtzee, you gotta shout Yahtzee. But obviously louder than me. I gotta be nice to my neighbors, so I don't wanna be shouting Yahtzee all night long. Although, I think at that point they'd come down and be like, "Hey, you're playing Yahtzee?" And I'd be like, "Yes, I am." This is not the one that I used. Here it is, cardgames.io. So here's a good way of looking at how Yahtzee works, right? So the 1s, 2s, 3s, all the way to 6s, because there's 6 faces to a die. The summation of those die, so you'll add up all your scores as you play rounds, and then you'll have a sum at the end. This bonus here is if you have a score of 63 or higher. If you have a score of 63 or higher, you get 35 bonus points. So kind of got to be strategic on how many you get. 3 of a kind is if you have 3 of the same number. 4 of a kind is if you have 4 of the same number. And then a Yahtzee is if you have 5 of the same number. So if I had all 1s, I'd get a Yahtzee. And you get a bunch of points for that. I think it's like, 50 to 75? We'll look up the rules after this as we go. But I'll kind of show you here. So if we roll a die, as you can see, it's much like putting them in your hands, shaking them, and throwing them on the table, right? What you can see here is we have 2 2s, a 3, a 4, and a 5. And then over on the right hand, the nice thing about this website is it shows you the numbers, so you can be really strategic. And you can really kind of figure out the best strategy, right? If you're not really familiar with the game and stuff like that. So you can see here that we have 2 2s, right? 2 plus 2 equals 4. 1 3, and then 4 and 5. But down here is a straight. A straight is if you have like a 1 2 3, or in this case a 2 3 4, right? You get that, and then I believe, isn't it 30 points? I thought it was 20. I thought you get like 25 plus whatever it may be. But I could be wrong. Wasn't it maybe it's 20 plus, what is this? We got 5, 10, 16. We'll look up the rules. Anyway, so 30, you get 30 points here. And then chance, it's like, okay, well, let's say there really isn't anything that we want here in these. But so we'll just add them all up. So, like I was saying, 16. But I'm going to do this straight because I like 30 points. And so actually we can go down here. Let's see here. Oh, okay, I see. They just have different point numbers to it. If you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, you get 30 points. If you have a large straight, you get a bunch of points. And here's the Yahtzee, 5 of a kind, 50 points. If you get multiple, you get a bazillion. Yeah, you get 100 bonus points. 100 bonus points in the Yahtzee box. But anyway, so typically this is played again or with another player. The nice thing about Yahtzee is you can play with as many players as you want. So you can definitely add to this. You could add multiplayer, so you could have rounds, or you could have an AI, which if we do a round 2 of Yahtzee, maybe we'll all make an AI and we'll have Bill here play against you. So anyway, Bill actually played against, and he got a full house. Full house. What's a full house? We'll go down here. 3 of a kind, which basically means, 3 of a kind and a pair. So you can get a 1, 2, 3, or 3 threes, and then 2 ones, and that's a full house. See if we can get a full house. No, I didn't like that. These are low numbers, and I don't really want to get those. So what I'm going to do is I can actually roll up to 3 times. So I'm going to roll again and see what I get. Look at that. That instantly brought up my score. And look at that. I got a small straight. Where's this small straight, you say? Or sorry, I got full house as well. My bad. The red indicates potential numbers. Black is it's been inked. It's on the paper. And here we go. 2 threes and 2 fours. So absolutely, I'm gonna get a full house. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, look what he did. Oh, he's trying to go for a... Oh, he got a large straight, lucky. Did you see what he did there? I'll show you it as well. So what he did, let's see, I'm going to try to go for... See if I can get more 4s. I want to get this 4s going. So what we're going to do is you can actually click on the die, and it puts them here. And so what that does is, once you leave these here, you can actually roll the die again and throw the die that you didn't like, and see if you get more numbers. And I got another 4, so I'm going to keep that 4. I have 1 throw left, so I'm going to throw it. Ah, bummer, I didn't get another 4. So I'm just going to stick with 4. So you can kind of see what's going on here. He's getting close. I wonder what our tallies is. We'll roll the die again. Oh. What we got here? We don't really have anything, but I'll hold the 6 because I want to see if I can get some more points on the board. Okay, not the best. Let's stick with... Yeah, we'll do a 3 of a kind because I think we can get more 6s. We'll do a couple more rounds of this, and then we'll... oh, dang, see, dang! See if we can get a little bit more points going on. Maybe we can even get a Yahtzee. That'd be cool. Do I have anything here? Yeah, I got 2 3s. So we'll do is roll again. Nothing that I like. Nothing that I like. Dang. Oh well. That's fine. So what we'll do is just leave it be. Oh, dang, he got a Yahtzee! Oh no. Well, Bill's a good player. Bill's really good. I mean, it's all chance, but Bill's good. And there's a little strategy involved, but see? Yahtzee, 5 of a kind, he gets 50 points. If he does another one, he gets 100 points in the Yahtzee box. But we're gonna kind of keep it like that. Oh, what's up, Bailey? You have a question mark. Is there something that I can help you with and answer? Feel free to type it in chat. I'm going to keep going and bring it over to the template, but when I see the question, I'll come back and answer it. Oh, what box? Oh, I see, what box. So per the rule, yeah, you get 100 points and you put in the Yahtzee box. Which means you can choose another move from a Yahtzee you just got. Yeah, so you've already put 0 in the Yahtzee box. Well, I haven't played with how do you play? The how do you play? Oh, with the box? I'm not really sure. I've never played with the Yahtzee box. Typically when we get our Yahtzee, it's just like you get the 50 points, but depending on the type of Yahtzee game that you play, it looks like this one, you get 100 points in the Yahtzee box. But in other ones, I've also seen where you can get a bonus 100 points if you get another Yahtzee and another Yahtzee or something like that, because Yahtzees are pretty rare. So it really depends. But we're going to kind of make a basic Yahtzee game today, and stuff like that. No leaving. How do you... Oh, how do you play the game? Oh, how do you play the game? You just, yeah, all you do is you'll be rolling the die, choosing some numbers. Ooh, oh, good. You choose the numbers. You kind of want to be strategic. You want to get the most points possible. And you have these options, right? So you want to have the most points possible. So what you'll do is keep rolling. And for example, here, the most points I could get here is either chance, but I can get something a little better. Or I could just put it in the sixes. Anywho, so we'll go back, and as we start building it, we can, we'll learn it a little bit. All right, so we'll go back here. We'll go to Scratch now. Let's code it. I have a template for you all. Basically, this is only going to have the sprites, because these sprites took forever to make, and a couple variables. But all of us are going to go through and code the random die making, and also one of the games, or one of the rules of you can only roll it 3 times, right? You can pull die away that you don't want to roll, and we will code that in today. So feel free to look up my name, TSLA, and you can find the Yahtzee FOC template, and you can follow along. I'm going to bring mine up as well. Clean up my screens a little bit. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. So we'll start making it. You'll see that there are 5 die here, each one with a different face, and that's fine. And so each one, you'll have 1 die, or there's 5 die, and each one has 6 different costumes. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and each one obviously has its respected die face. So yeah. We also have this scoreboard. This will be used later for holding our scores. I have 2 different columns here because if we want to in future videos, we can create an artificial intelligence, AI, to play against us. So Bill over here will be able to be made in Scratch. Cannot find it. Okay. It is under TSLA, my account, and then Yahtzee FOC template. Or I believe if you just follow this, right? If you do this, I'll bring you to the page. Yeah. If you can also find /project/ this random number, but the easier approach would be TSLA. All right. Cool. Cool. So, move a couple things. Bam. All right. So, we are going to add... Oh, I see what... Oh, yes, TSLA, how dare you mess up the Tesla stock ticker. TSLA. What is this? Screen no classic. Okay. Anyway, all right, we'll start working on the die. So we'll start with this one, and we're going to utilize our backpack here at some point. You can see I already have some code in there, but that was from building this project, actually. We're going to utilize the backpack a lot, but we're actually going to build this script by hand, and we will go from there. So the first thing I want to do is I want to basically I'm going to make a reset command, right? Like I want this guy to come down here. I want them to just sit there, and when I'm working on testing my code, I want to press the letter R and have everything reset, all the flags reset, as if the game was just starting. So we're going to do that with all of them. Very simple, you know, when we look up R, when R is pressed, we'll start with die 4. I guess we're starting with die 4. I want it to go back to this location, so its original location right now. And let's see here. That will be it for now. Very simple, but what we'll do is we'll just open up the backpack, throw it in there. So now there's one here. We'll throw one here. But every one of these has a different coordinate. So we just need to alter the coordinates over here. -198 and -141. Excellent. Do it again here. -125. -142. All right. -49. -143. Okay. I think we have one more as well. Yeah, die number 5. Get that. -85. -74. Cool. So if this was running and we pressed reset, bring that up here. You can see that when I press the letter R, it resets everything back to its original location. JD, can you click zoom in? Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you, moderators. All right. Yeah, so basically that is the code right here. Essentially, we're just pressing R. When pressed, we're going to go here, and we're going to reset some stuff. Okay. Well, now that we've done that, I'm going to we're gonna click some die. We're gonna randomize the dice, right? We want to make the Yahtzee random. So that's pretty simple. We're gonna go over here and click. What happened? Oh, sorry, things just went a little crazy. Okay. There we go. Okay. What we'll do here is click on the... When this sprite is clicked, we'll just, to give it some extra fun, right? Because we can't actually take our hands and throw them. We'll just make it go crazy for a little bit, picking a random number at the end. So we'll just repeat, we'll just, I don't know, 20 or something like that. Whatever we want. Let's see. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we will head over to looks. And because we have 6 different costumes for the 6 different numbers, we are going to switch the costume, not to 6. I mean, we could if we wanted to. Bam, there we go, 6. But I want it to be random. So we're going to pick random 1 through 6. And if we did that, right, if we clicked it, go crazy. I don't even know what's happening. I want to slow that down a little bit just so we can, just for the anticipation, you know? Bring that down. Doesn't really matter. You can put it up or down. Either one works. And if you were to click on the die, it's like, whoa, what's going on? Which one is it? Oops. What I wanted to do. But we can reset it. Awesome. So now we have the basic random dice runner. Very simple code. You just have costumes. Pick random 1 through 6. When that sprite is clicked, it will do that. Now, okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to just throw that also in our backpack. I believe it's that one. So we'll head over here. And we're just going to copy that code to every one of our dice. Okay. Okay. Great. Oh, you know what I did? You know what I did? I got ahead of myself. We're gonna alter something real quick. We don't want it to be when they get clicked. We want it to be when we press the space bar, as if it's like, you know, we're going crazy. So I do need to alter some code. We will use when sprite is clicked to indicate if we want to re-roll it or not. But right now, we don't need that portion. So actually, let's remove that. And then when space is clicked, yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay. Thought I'd try that. Okay, so now if we press space, whoa, it's going crazy. We already see a couple of them. Awesome. So, we've got that working now, which is good. Oops. Now what we're going to do is we want to add the next functionality of when we roll the die, and we don't want to re-roll them, we need to add some logic to tell it whether or not we want that specific die to be rolled. And we're gonna move it out of that little corner over here, up here, so that we know visually that that's also the die that we don't want to move as well. So what we need to do there is we're gonna now create a flag. So that we know whether or not we do not want to roll this again, or if we do. So we're going to head over here. Oh good, we actually already have it. I forgot. Yes, we do. We're going to use this do not roll. And we're just going to pull it out. Now, one thing that you all know is if you were to enable this, you can see that there's a die : do not roll. That means that this is a local variable. Right? This is this variable is specific to this die. And each one of them, if we were to enable it, you can see that if we keep going, die 1, die 2, die 3, they each have their own do not roll value. Because if the whole, as opposed to a global variable, which if it was do not roll, and we clicked 1 and it set it to 1 for true, we don't want it to roll, and we press spacebar, nothing would happen. So that's why you need to have an object or a local variable, an object-specific variable. But I don't want to see these right now because this is going to we're going to have so many variables that I don't really want to see all of them. I'm going to put them away. Now, we're going to add some logic here. We're going to put an if statement around the spacebar. So we're going to do that. And we are going to say if do not roll is equal to 0, and in this case we're using do not roll as a Boolean value for 0 being false, then we are going to repeat we're going to repeat, and we're going to do exactly what we did earlier of just placing random. Yep. So we're going to go back. I know this is kind of time consuming when we do this, but you just kind of step by step, you know? So we'll do that again. Each one has their do not roll button. We're going to set it to 0. And by default, the do not roll is set to false. That is a built-in thing, is when you initialize a Boolean, it's automatically set to false. At least in Java it is. So we'll do that. Do not roll. Go. Set that to 0. Okay. Cool. All right, so just to confirm, we're looking. Do not, okay. Good. All of them have the do not roll is equal to that. Good. So we're doing that just in preparation. Now we got another piece of code that we need to do, which is going to be if we click it, when the sprite is clicked, we want it to move to another part of the screen, but we also don't want it to get re-rolled. So we are going to use that do not roll flag. So now we're going to use the when the sprite is clicked. So we will pick that up again. And we're going to do a simple switch. So it's going to, when it keeps getting clicked, we're going to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the way we can do that actually is with an if then else statement. We're going to reuse this piece of code. So we just duplicate it, bring it over. So when it is 0, so if the do not roll is 0, we are just going to set the do not roll to 1 to indicate true. What we're also going to do is we're going to enable it to go to a different location, because we want it to go up there. So the way we're going to do that is also go under motion, go to X, Y coordinate, and I've already kind of found some X and Y coordinates that worked with me, and actually moving them, because when you click the sprite to move it, it actually enables this to go. Actually, oh, no, you know what? I think I have an idea for us. What we'll do is we'll just disconnect it. And since we're working with die, which is, if you click on it, you can see which one it is. My goal is to basically bring them up here the same thing. So if we click that, we're going to click and drag it up to here. Note that the X and Y coordinates over here change. And we're just going to alter this right here. Let's see, do that. And then 80. Oops. 80. Haha. Okay, well, because that didn't work, what we're going to do is we're just going to go. Oop. Oh. Let's see. Oh, maybe I'm not done with it just yet. If do not roll, do that. X equals 195. Oops, did this. Okay, one moment. Well, let's continue and see what the issue is. Well, when we want it to go back, so if it's up here, and we click it again because we're like, never mind, let's not, let's actually not re-roll that one. We want it to go back to its original position. But remember earlier, we set up a function for when we press R to reset, we want it to go back to its original position. So let's just duplicate that piece of code too. And we are going to set do not roll to 1. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what did I do? Oh. There we go. Maybe I have some extra code. So when the sprite is clicked, well, look at that, it isn't changing. Because it's set to 1. Oh, because you know what we need to do? Let's when we reset, let's set do not roll to 0. So we'll do that if do not roll is equal to 0. You should be changing. Let's see, this was working earlier on, so let's see what the problem is. Set do not roll. Should not be. Let's see if it's do not roll. Let's see if maybe it's the variable. Maybe when the variables were changing could be the problem. So we're going to set do not roll test. I'm gonna keep that right there, but we're just gonna do this. Do not roll test. Do not roll test. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, there we go. Oh. It sets it, but then it doesn't reset. Oh, because I need to do this. Ha ha ha. Oh, I should use it. There we go. Interesting. So I'm wondering what that reason was for. The weird thing is it is a local variable, do not roll, but when I used it, it wasn't recognizing it. So if you get that problem, try remaking your variables. So, and I do want to use do not roll, so I am going to delete do not roll, and make it again, because it makes sense. Do not roll, okay. set do not, ooh, did I just blast through that and, there we go, just to make sure that that is the case, that I did not. We're gonna set do not roll to 0, do not roll, do not roll, do not roll, and do not. Okay, so we'll reset it. There you go. Okay. So you can see here now, and we're gonna go we're gonna replicate this through all the other die. But when we bring it up here and we press spacebar, note that it does not actually change. This one isn't changing either because I think the variables are messed up. So that should not be happening. But when we keep it up here, you can see that it never changes. But if we bring it back down, it changes again, which is good. That's what we want. So we're gonna go through each one of these die and essentially, we're actually gonna just copy this over. We're gonna use our backpack again and copy it over. Cool. So we will do that. Let's see. Bring it over to here. It's weird. Do not roll didn't work. I don't know why that's the case. Delete the do not roll variable. I wonder if it's because, it's coming over from the original object, and when you copy it or duplicate, I wonder if that's the case. Anywho, what we're gonna do is we're gonna delete do not roll. Let's see what that does. Okay. Oh, right. Well, that's weird. Well, let me make a variable now. Well, let's just occasionally reset. Okay, here. We can delete do not roll test. Let's bring that back. Okay, that's verified. Come back here, see if our script is still there. Nice. Okay. We'll copy the script over. We will delete do not roll. Well, actually, let's see if... Oh, there it goes, it disappeared. Oh no, because I didn't change this yet. Interesting. I don't know what the whole reason is for that. But, okay. We will change this. Oops. To go here. Alright. No, oh right, that's what we need to do. We need to alter this. Because if we do this, I want this to go here, right next to it. And so we'll take that. 119. Let's do 80 to make it on the same row. So what that'll do is just do that. Get back. Excellent. Cool, we got the next one. But if we press spacebar, interesting. We'll fix that soon. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Keep going down the line. Test it. Make sure that goes. Oh, I did it again. This one I want to go here. So we will go -45, 80, Nice, nice. And go back in. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, test it again. Okay, so it isn't running when we're up there, but if we go down here, it does. All right, always test when you keep going. It saves a lot of time. So I do want to keep that up there. This die do not roll. I'm going to disable because I don't want to see that. And then now we'll go here. All right. We're going to do that. We're actually going to do this and we're going to duplicate it because I wonder if that's the reason why it's not. Oh, what? That's cool. So we'll do that. Okay, it's still not updating. Why is that? Oops. Interesting. Okay. Whoop. I want this to go here. 63 and 140. Okay. Weird, guys. Weird. Sometimes it's just funky. Okay. All right, we'll go to the next one then. Take that same script, bring it over, break it apart, bring it to where we want to go, and we're going to alter this one more time. 140. Cool. What we'll do is we'll click it. See what happens, nothing happens. Press space again, does it. Oop. Oh no, what did we do? What did we do? Oh, we used the, oh no. Oh, right. We pressed reset. Now we just have to do a little bit of altering here. We just need to take these original positions and alter these bottom ones too. And negative 85, negative 74. Bing, bang. Oops. Bing, bang. Bing, bang. Oh, what the heck is going on here? Now these aren't doing it. Maybe it has to do with the... maybe when you click it mid-round, it just... Okay, so there's a little bit of... you know, security that we could add to it, because when it's running mid-click, you can actually still change it and it does it. So maybe you could add additional code to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, and it's here you can see that this guy isn't running, but I bet you if we did this, yeah. Okay, so there's little bugs here and there. Didn't say this is perfect, but here we are. Okay, so we've added die functionality. We've added when we want to save the die. Now what I'm going to work on is this reroll and round. So the idea here is once you hit 3 rerolls, you have to come up with a decision, no matter what. So what we're going to do is we are now going to add a little bit of code to essentially maintain like what round is it. You know what I mean? So let me get where I am, just making sure. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? We're going a little quick, but you know, I'm trying to keep it as chill as possible, as easy as possible. Okay. Cuckoo. Whoops. Just checking something real quick. Okay. Okay. All right. We're now going to start using the Sprite, or the, not Sprite one. Let's actually rename that too. We'll call this scoreboard. Scoreboard. All right. So now we're gonna go here. This is gonna be kind of like where a bunch of the logic is gonna go. So we're also gonna kind of try to do what they do, where they start to put the numbers at the specific area. I want to see if we can actually start getting red letters and see if we can kind of help you figure out what might be the best play. That's all going to happen. So you can see that I've kind of taken this and copied it over here. We're going to use this a little later, probably next week, but for the time being, we are going to just kind of make one more little thing for this piece of code, and that is working with rounds and rerolls. So pretty simple, but I will show you this now. We'll go here. Also, when the spacebar key is pressed, every time you press spacebar, think of it as like the next roll, right? The next roll, the next round. When you press spacebar, a lot of stuff is going to happen, including some checks. Now we're actually going to use round and reroll. You get 3 rerolls per Yahtzee. You get as many rounds really as you can to like fill this up. You know, if you're playing with multiple people, you might have a lot more. Kind of depends on what it is. But yeah, you can you'll get a lot more rounds, but you'll always have 3 rerolls per round. And we're gonna work on that now. And the way we do that is we're gonna add a couple little things here and there. Right now, I'm just gonna kind of put some just if statements here and there. We'll do an if statement here. We'll do an if statement here. Hold on. Okay, I see. I kind of did this a little different in my master code, but I'm gonna change it up a little bit, see if it works. Because I like this way a little bit better, having it more centralized in one area versus having it on one die. It just kind of separates things a little bit and makes it a little bit more organized to read. Anywho, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a conditional here. This if the reroll is less than or equal to 3, we're basically going to do the things, right? But if it isn't, or if it's greater than, we're going to change the round. So what we're going to do first is take an or. Less than or equal to, right? So the next thing we're going to do is put in less than. And then after that, we're going to put in equals to. Less than or equal to. We said 3. We are going to use a reroll as that piece. And as we were saying, if it's greater than that, so, well, if it's anything greater than that, which we'll say 4 for the time being, just say 4. Well, if it hits 4, then we don't want to increment it. We actually want to reset it to 0. Or that'll be your first round. We'll reset it to 1. But we'll increment round to say, okay, you finished the round, but that was your first roll of that next round. So we'll say reroll is equal to 4. We're going to just put some 2 sets. We're going to set round, or what am I trying to say here? Whoops. We're going to change round by 1, so we're going to increment it. But then we're going to set reroll to 0. Did I want to put something there? That necessarily wasn't. Oh, right, I did. Ha ha ha. I did. I wanted to increment reroll. I want to change reroll, not round, reroll by 1. So, typically if you do that, but hold on here. Oh, I did this again. I did reroll. There we go. Ha ha ha. So now if we do that, there we go. Rerolls 1, rerolls 2, rerolls 3, and we should see it, yeah. Oh, that reminds me then. What we should do is when we when R is pressed, because it's as if we're completely resetting the rule or the round, we are going to do 2 set variables here. We're going to set reroll to 1, and we're going to set round to 0. So if we were to keep hitting space, wow, if we just hold space, wow, that's a lot of rounds. But if we reset it, we're back to round 0 and round 1. Yeah, so that is, so far, that's going to be like part 1. We've really set up what we need to get done for this Yahtzee game. So basically what we have done, like today, is we set some reset configurations for when we're testing it. We can just press R and it brings everything back together. You know, it just resets it. We've also set up the dice rolling game. So basically, if space is pressed, you know, it's gonna have the random. Oh, it's doing it again. Hold on. Oops. There we go. It'll roll the die, but if we don't want to roll the die, that's where this next piece of code comes in. Is if it's clicked, it brings it to a different location, but doesn't let it get changed. And finally, what we did here was create a round ticker for if something, or for the game in the future. Does anybody have any questions about what we've done so far? Anybody have any questions? Well, it looks like there's 2 people. Looks like we lost a couple people. So what we'll do is we'll stop there, and we will continue this at a later time, where we will really start to get into the logic of how all of the different scores can be calculated, how they are going to be tallied, And then we're also going to make like a winning condition. Like what if you get all of yours done, you know, like answered and stuff. So yeah, we'll continue this a little bit later. I hope you learned a little something, and when we get this, I can't wait to get this done, because then, this is what I'll add as well. In fact, I'm gonna write it down. Is if I find my pen. Oh, there's my pen. I'm gonna work with the universal variable. See if we can do something where once this game is done, we can start to see if people can get a high score and stuff like that. But we'll see about that. Anyway, y'all, have a good time. This was fun. I'll talk more with you all later. So I'll see you soon. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to end the stream, but yeah, y'all. Cool. I will talk to you soon.